You see when they get older and they start to make decisions on their own. You see the wisdom that you planted years ago begins to grow.
Okay, here's another one. It says, now that you have two grown kids who you homeschooled and discipled, what would you say to someone with a college kid and nearly graduated second homeschooler? What is the best thing you as parents did in that transition? And what is the one thing you would do differently?
So I'm right there with you. So I'm not a seasoned pro in this category. My kids are all right there at that college age. My youngest is 17. He's about to graduate uh, next year, and two graduated this year, and the oldest is 23. So it's interesting to see when the kids hit that 19, 20, 21 year old mark. You start to see the fruit of all the seeds that you've been planting for all of these years. So often when the kids are little, it can feel like fruitless work, all the prayers at night, all of the time that you take to listen to their stories and their crazy questions and just wearing yourself out. But you see when they get older and they start to make decisions on their own, you see the wisdom that you planted years ago begins to 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 grow, and you see the decisions they make about who they're going to marry, and as they start talking about family, and you see their faith choices. So it's a very revealing time, and can be a very rewarding time. I say that just to encourage you when they are younger to keep pouring into them. Uh, One of the unique things that happened to us this year is two of our kids graduated high school, and they're both scheduled to go to college, but they both have opted to take a gap year, which is a really interesting option. And I have become a huge fan of this. And I've talked to a lot of really successful people who say, I wish I had taken a gap year. We think that's a fantastic idea. And if you're not familiar with it, the concept is rather than rush into another 4 years of an intense academic schedule where you've just got your head buried in more books trying to, get keep your GPA up, take a year to explore some things and discover what your passions are and what your gifts and talents are. My daughter discovered that she loves art. She academically she did really well, but she loves art. She ended up, after 10 years of soccer and being good enough to get soccer scholarships at some good colleges, she actually said, "You know what? I don't want to play soccer anymore." Had she rushed into college on scholarship, a scholarship, he would have been 4 years with a very rigorous schedule that I think would have really soured her academic experience at college. And so instead, she took a gap year. She traveled to Italy, uh, and she took some painting classes in Florence. She then started a business painting and creating greeting cards and Christmas decorations that raised enough money uh, to pay for a trip to Spain with
Wow.
a language school so that she could become fluent in Spanish. And she's loving it. And so, again, this is like taking the lessons we've learned from homeschooling, where you get to direct your path, you get to custom and tailor make the education, and you get to not just, you know, have your money spent by other people, but you get to decide where you want to invest and create a rich cultural experience that will help you get your feet on the ground and understand who you are as a person, how God made you. And this gap year has turned out to be wonderful. I think going into college after a year like that is a really great way to better know what you want to study when you go into college, rather than figuring it out 3 years in, going, wow, I don't know if I really want the degree that I've been studying for all this time. So, having said that, um, our kids haven't gone off to college yet, so we'll see how it all works out. But that's something that I'm really glad we're doing, and I would highly recommend to people. Even if you're out of college, I would say, if you have an opportunity to travel, to experience other cultures, if you have an opportunity uh, to discover, where your passions really lie, I think you then can be much wiser about where you invest all your time and energy going into a career in the future.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.